supposed to come on the show, but we're being blessed, people. One of my brothers is here. Football Terrace alumni. Man like EGAL is in the house. What you saying, my bro?
Yo, Terry, what's going on? Everybody, let me know. I'm surprised, bro. I am surprised. I was
Go on, carry on.
I am very surprised. You want to know why I'm surprised? Because I'm used to Arsenal pussyfooting around and doing their business very late in the window. I was just getting used to that. I was just getting used to that being the norm. Just that's how we do business. But this window, we've decided to do things differently. We're trying to get Gabriel Jesus done. We're trying to get. We've already gotten Vieira pretty much wrapped up. Tillemans looks like he's going to be getting done very soon, also, and we're still looking to get more. So it's like, you know what? I'm happy that we're not wasting time. I'm happy that we look like we're going to be trying to get players in before preseason, and hopefully this can now mean we have a good start to the season and we can kick on. Yeah, I'm very excited. Very excited. Just the other day, everyone was freaking out about Basuma. Now it seems like, you know what? That's an afterthought. I'm very happy.
And you should be happy. And this is one of the two things here. I told Arsenal fans to calm down, because if you just read the stories, listen to we've been very blessed this year. We always have Dean on. Ben Jacobs have been fantastic around his Arsenal news. Deals were coming. They were being spoken about with such authority that Arsenal fans just needed to relax, and they're here. I remember watching. I saw Jess getting cooked the other day because she was telling everyone to calm down over Basuma. 24 hours later, everybody's singing the Vieira song again with slightly changed lyrics. Tillemans is so likely to come. And I know yesterday afternoon there was this, wow, we're getting this young kid. And then everyone went, oh, hang on, are we not getting Tillemans now? And, I didn't really get the traction on this tweet I thought I would, but I'll put it out first. I was told by a couple of really credible people, and Ben Jacobs confirmed it before he put it out. You're still going for him. So what I'm happy to see as a football fan, I'm not as a United fan, but as a football fan, I'm happy to see Arsenal's ball going, right, there you go, Arteta. Because what this now means as well is you guys are going to get all the answers to your questions. You're going to have a good enough squad to compete, meaning now you see whether your manager's good enough. And I think you know as well as I, a lot of gooners in the past 12 months, 24 months have defended Arteta with the element of, but the squad's not ready yet. The squad's going to be ready now. It's almost like Ollie going into last season. Does that make sense? Like, zero excuses, go and deliver. The great thing is, though, is if he isn't good enough, you've got the squad ready for the next guy. Does that make sense? It's for me, it's win-win. If Arteta is good enough, then you go to the next level. If he isn't, you bring in a better manager with a great squad that doesn't need to be rebuilt. So you don't, as an Arsenal fan, you can't lose now. You can't lose. You can't lose.
I just want to know: are we gonna go for another striker, or do you think we're gonna bring in a Rafinha, like a winger like Rafinha? Because that is the final thing that is like I don't know what's gonna happen there, because the Rafinha stuff it looks great, but I don't know if it's gonna happen. And I am very excited about the fact that, bro, how many times, Terry, have I come on the stream and I've told you we do stuff notoriously late and I'm just used to it and I've grown numb to it? Or other people have told you that. It's more the fact that the deal has come out of nowhere, and I can see that Arsenal now can get stuff done in silence. Like, Arsenal of old would not get stuff done in silence. So I'm hopeful that there's things that we don't even know about that they're probably working on behind the scenes.
Mate, and that's the same for a lot of clubs, really. That's the same for a lot of clubs, and that's what you want. And I think that's why this deal feels really nice for Gooners. But it's the speed. It's the speed within your operation. And that's because you've started the work earlier. You started the work, Yuri Tillemans, January. Like, really, you start last summer, but you went to work on this deal for the summer in January. Gabriel Jesus, we've been seeing this news now for 2 to 3 months. And and these deals are hard to get done because they're big. You'll probably find that the Fabio one just went under the radar from a lot of people, and Arsenal will probably sitting there thinking, oh, this is great. But these deals are always a little bit more special. In terms of looking ahead at who you're signing, sorry, back to your next point, Rafinha. I don't think it matters, because I think having number nines is great, but you need more goal scorers and more people with better outputs, more consistent outputs. And I think that whether it's Rafinha creating and scoring more from a wide position, or it's another striker that can score goals like an Usherman, I don't think it really matters. Does that mean? I think Chelsea are in that same mold. It's like, we don't really care if we get strikers or inside forwards, as long as we're getting more chances created and more goals being scored. I think that's what really matters. What's your confidence levels like of the likes of Martinelli and Smith Rowe reacting to this news and upping their games? Are you confident they'll be able to do that?
Listen, I'm not too worried about that at this moment in time. I think Saka is going to be in the team no matter what. Martinelli has already shown that last year he was a bit part player. He was not the main man. ESR also, they're bit part players. I think the players that we brought in so far, none of them have affected the left wing. They're more backups for Odegaard or helping out rotation for Saka or rotations in the midfield. And the only thing that is gonna Eddie Nketiah is going to be pushed back, and Gabriel Jesus is going to be the starting striker. I don't want to hear this thing about Gabriel Jesus playing on the wing, because I don't think he's coming to play on the wing. I think he's coming to be the number 9, and that's why he's going to get the number 9 shirt. But right now, it's only can push these players even more. And remember how we had the conversation with Darwin Núñez? The difference between this and that is when it comes to these players, they're still young and they're improving. It would be different if we had an established 27-year-old or 29-year-old playing in those positions, and we're bringing these youngsters in to fight for minutes with them.
Yeah, look, I think I understand that. And listen, I'm not really talking about that. I think that this is great news. Again, either way, you're going to learn a lot about these players, the level they're really at, what they're going to do next, and it puts you in a great position, because last year you couldn't not play those kids. And by the end of the season, those boys burnt out. They were exhausted. They were tired. They were stressed. And you're adding experience. Yeah, exactly. Especially with you being in Europe, there's 5 substitutions now. I think it's tremendous business. And I suppose it's going to give you that feeling of confidence going into next season. In terms of Yuri Tillemans in next, would that be enough for your midfield? You feel like you think you might need something else?
You know what? A lot of people are saying we need a DM also, but I hear you. We do need Lokonga or El Neni to step up, or at least get better than them. But right now, if we are improving the situation with the 8s and who can back up Odegaard, look at it this way. If you look behind Pate, we have 2 people. After Xhaka, who plays after Xhaka in that 8 role? If Xhaka was injured, or who plays behind Odegaard? So we're addressing those issues first, and I think that is a necessity. And I don't think a DM is as big of a worry at this moment in time.
Who do you think? Xhaka gets dropped for Yuri Tillemans, though, right? If you're picking a bet, he'll get dropped for him, you think?
Yeah, Xhaka does get dropped. And if Xhaka does get sold, that's when we might look at another midfielder also. So we have to see, we have to monitor that situation. If Xhaka does go, because then if Xhaka goes, that is a big step in maybe acquiring another midfielder that could play in that 8-6 role. Right now, the one position that a lot of people there's 2 positions that a lot of people want, but the club don't see as a priority probably, which is the right back, because they're going to promote Norton Cuffy, and the DM because they still have faith in El Neni and Sambi Lokonga and Pate.
Well, Sambi Lokonga is so well touted, so well thought of, and you got to remember one thing again. We're very lucky to have Christophe Terrace on the show, and he said that Arsenal was signing him a year early because other people are showing interest. He probably isn't ready yet for this move. So he's had a year. But he's so well thought of. He's so talented. Like I think he could be one of those players that surges up in quality this year, and people are almost a little bit shocked by it.
Do you think the Basuma deal had anything to do with Arsenal moving quicker?
No, I think it's a coincidence. I think it's a coincidence, really. I think that the end of international football. Remember, it wasn't just the Nations League. All countries were playing international football. The international break ended and suddenly deals started to happen, which is what we all expected to see kind of go through, if that makes sense. And sometimes what you get this in sales. I don't know if you've ever worked in sales. You can do a lot of back work and get no deals through. And then you get you get like a gimme walk in. It comes out of nowhere. It's a really quick, easy sale. But as you're doing that, one of the deals you're working on weeks and weeks ago comes through, and it's something like you get 2 or 3 at once, and it's like, wow, I look like it just gives you this feeling. I think it's a bit of a coincidence. I don't think Arsenal have just reacted in that way, because that would suggest you're panicking. And again, I see some gooners celebrating that, and I'm like, why would you advocate and celebrate the idea of panicking? And what I mean by that means if you've just got, we've got to go and do it now, that means you're going to overpay or buy players you don't really want. There's no way, in my opinion, Arsenal are going to do that. They're just working at their pace, getting the deals in. Look at the Gabriel Jesus thing. You're probably going to get him for about 42, 43 million, which is nearly 10 million pounds off the deal. That 10 million you're saving can be used elsewhere. I know we all say, I don't care how much we spend because it's not my money, but you should. Because if you overspend on every player you buy, you run out of money. If you overspend by 10 million on 3 players, that's 30 million pound more you could have spent on a, you know what I mean? That's literally, if you overspent on all your major signings this summer, that means you don't get Fabio Vieira. It's an absolute ridiculous notion to believe that you're happy to overspend. You should be, so I don't think you've done that. I just think it's a coincidence. Does that make sense?
You know what? I think the money was well spent in the sense that we're getting three players in, 2 of them that are guaranteed starters for around 100 million. In today's market, or just a year ago, Yuri Tillemans alone would probably gone for around 80 because his stock has plummeted a slight bit.
Mate, I cannot agree with you more. Listen, we'll you okay to stay on?
I got work in like 20 minutes. I'm working some crazy shifts these days.
Okay,
Bro.
no worries, then, my guy. I'll catch up with you again soon. All right, my bro. I'll speak to you soon.
Peace
Cheers,
out.
mate. All the best, mate. Thank you. I was just saying to KJ, I haven't spoke to a gal in ages. Like, I speak to him on WhatsApp and stuff, but like I had him on the show in a while.